Okay, today we are on page 90 in your workbook. So if you turn to page 90, we are on Unit 2, Lesson 1, Remembering Double Number Lines. So the first thing they ask us to do is complete the diagram with the missing numbers. So we're going to try to remember in this lesson what equivalent ratios are. And equivalent ratios, also some things you may have done in 6th grade would be unit rates. And we have scale factor, and these things are all related. And we're going to kind of find out how as we go through our lesson today. So if I look at the first number line, this is a double number line or a tape diagram. I look to see what's missing. I see numbers 0, 2, 7, 10. Well, it kind of looks like they're counting by ones. So if I put in the missing numbers, I see that they counted to 10. And then on the bottom number line, they're still counting by ones, but they skip. So if I skip, I'm going to have a 2 and a 3 and a 4. So this one has halves on it. Now I can compare these two number lines for equivalent ratios. So 2 over 1 is the same as 4 over 2, which is the same as 6 over 3, which is the same as 8 over 4, which is the same as 10 over 5. So they form a series of equivalent ratios between these two relationships, whatever they are. So what is a possibility that this number line could present? Maybe for making salad dressing. You might think of something different, which is fine to write down. You need 1 teaspoon of vinegar for every 2 teaspoons of oil. Okay, so that ratio is a 1 to 2 ratio, each one of those. Okay, so these are all equivalent ratios. What would be my unit rate? How many teaspoons of oil for every teaspoon of vinegar? So that would be 2, right? 2 teaspoons of oil for every teaspoon of vinegar. All right, let's turn. We're going to skip the mystery mixtures. This activity was taking a drink mix powder and putting it into water. And if you have different amounts of water and different amounts of powder, what do you think you would notice? Well, it should be the more powder you use, if you had the same amount of water, the sweeter or the more flavorful the drink would be. If you use a very small amount, it's not going to taste very strong. Okay, so they're just wanting you to realize how the different ratios, if you don't have the exact same ratio of what the can says, then you're going to get a liquid that might taste a little bit funny. So let's look at the crescent moons on page 92 in your workbook. Here's 4 different crescent moon shapes. What do moons A, B, and C all have in common that moon D doesn't? Well, when I look at this, I see that A, B, and C all kind of have the same shape, don't they? But D looks about as wide as it is high. So D looks a little wider, maybe. It curves around a little more. And let's use numbers to describe how their A, B, and C are different from D. Well, what you could do to compare those numbers is let's just draw a box around the moon. So start where the moon starts, go straight across. We're going to make rectangular boxes. And then you can come down. Okay, and then you would measure to see the length and the width of your box. So this box is 8 across in length, and its width would be 12. We do the same thing for B. And I get 4 for the length, 6 for the width. We do the same thing for C. You get 3 for the width, 2 for the length, sorry. And on D, we get 6 for the length, 4 for the width. So if we set these up as ratios and look at them, and I'm going to do length divided by width on each one. So on A, we would get 8 divided by 12. On B, you would get 4 divided by 6. C would be 2 divided by 3, and D is 6 divided by 4. So if I look at this and reduce this, this is, if I divide by 4 on top and bottom, I would get 2/3. If I divide this by 2, I get 2/3. This is 2/3. So look, these are all the same ratio, but 6/4 isn't 2/3. I could divide it by 2 and I would get 3/2. So it's a different ratio. So these are all the same. They're all 2/3, A, B, and C. Okay, and then it says use a table or a double number line to show how they're different. So again, I could take this information and make a table out of it. You could have moon, A, B, C, and D. And then we could do their length of the moon. You could do the width. And then we could do the ratio length over width. You could have everything right there. So this would be 8 and 12, or 8/12, 4 and 6, 4/6, 2 and 3, 2/3, 6 and 4, 6/4. Okay, so this is just putting all the information into a table that helps us compare. We could also do a double number line around the top. You would have length. On the bottom you would have width. So this works for moons A, B, and C because they were all the same. And we'll see how these ratios are equivalent. So the lengths went from 2, 4, 6, 8. So you'd have 0 at the same place. And then there's go 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, and then the widths go 3, 6, 9, 12. So you're seeing that 2/3 is the same as 4/6, which is the same as 6/9, which is the same as 8/12. Those are all equivalent ratios. Okay, I'm going to leave that so that you have just a moment to get that written down. And then I'm going to have you turn in your notes to Unit 2, we skipped a lot of Unit 1, now we're on Unit 2. And you're going to go to Lesson 1 in your notes. And the learning targets for today were I can use equivalent ratios to describe scaled copies. And I know that 2 recipes will taste the same if the ingredients are in equivalent ratios. So here's an example. If you have cups of water and scoops of drink mix. If I have 3 cups of water per 1 scoop, then for 12 cups, how would I know? Well, how do you go from 3 to 12? We're multiplying by 4. So I'd multiply by 4, and that would give me 4 scoops of drink mix. So 1/3, 4/12, 1/2 over 1 1/2. Those are all equivalent to 1/3. If I had a ratio of 2 scoops per 3 cups, the mixture would taste different. It wouldn't taste the same, whereas all these mixtures will taste exactly the same. So 2 scoops for 3 cups of water, the mixture is going to taste different. That's all for today.